Then unmute us.
Yeah, listen.
That's what we did.
I unmuted theirs.
Oh. And can you click on?
Good. All right, we'll call this meeting to order. City Council regular session, December 7th, 2023, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day at 6 p.m. at Oak Ridge City Hall. First order of business, Pledge of Allegiance, if you would. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jackie, would you take the roll, please?
Yes. Counselor Coker,
She's excused if she's going to try to dial in.
okay. Counselor Bjornson,
Here.
Counselor Tarman,
Here.
Counselor Brewer,
Here.
Mayor Cutchin,
Here.
Counselor Kenyon,
Here.
Counselor Hollett,
Here.
All right. Moving on to item 4, which is additions, corrections, adjustments to the agenda. James, 14.1 and 14.2, is that
Yes.
they're both removed?
Correct.
Okay. Any counselors have any recommended changes to the current agenda?
Which ones did you say were removed? 14.1 and
The next one below it, ordinance 945.
thank you.
All right, and I have no changes. Public comment, we'll start on the Zoom platform. Is there any public comment from citizens on the Zoom platform? Mr. Barkley, please.
In Barkley, Oak Ridge, Oregon. 3 weeks ago, I turned off the speakers from my laptop and logged into the November 16th council meeting. So my computer could attend the meeting in silence while I literally slept through it 2,200 miles and 3 time zones away. And I would have been unable to participate in the discussion as suggested by Councilor Hollett, even if this council were prone to that type of discourse at public meetings. When I listened to the discussion regarding short-term rentals, twice actually, council and staff comments ranged from incorrect to the ridiculous in a discussion that attempted an apples to apples discussion where there is none, and a solution to a problem without addressing the causal factors of the problem in the first place. Starting with terms, there is no such term as RTMP tax. RTMP is a marketing program funded to promote tourism from a portion of TLT, which brings up a second misuse of terms. Kathy Alexander in the city of Eugene retired from the Lane County TRT program 12 months ago, and oversight was assumed by the Oregon Department of Revenue, which uses the term TLT. So the term TRT is obsolete and should be stricken from council vocabulary. And the term transient lodging tax seems redundant for those mentioning a TRT tax. Also on the 1st of January this year, Lane County increased TLT for both incorporated cities, Eugene, Springfield, Florence, Coos Bay, I believe, to 7%, which have a 4 to 4.5% city tax, and unincorporated cities like Oak Ridge, which is a 10% room tax. And Oregon TLT was reduced from 1.8 to the current 1.5. So Oak Ridge motels, et cetera, collect exactly 11.5% TLT versus 14% guesstimate stated during the discussion. Another comment made twice, as I recall, is that lodging tax is collected from tourists. While what most would consider tourists are part of the mix, in large measure, the majority of taxes are likely collected from overnight visitors having absolutely nothing to do with tourism, such as contractors, Union Pacific workers, and especially wildland firefighters in the past few years. But probably the most ridiculous comment, again mentioned more than once, is that motels, hotels, Airbnbs are the same kind of business. That's like saying going through the drive-through at McDonald's to get a hamburger or the Dexter Lake Club to get prime rib are the same kind of business because it's all beef. Just a ridiculous comment. Do they
30 seconds,
provide?
Mr. Barkley.
Okay. That's kind of the gist, I guess.
Thank you, sir. We'll rotate to the room if there's anyone. Yeah, we're going to go back and forth. Anyone in the room have a comment? Public comment, please.
My name is Jean Cabello Finn. I live here in Oak Ridge. Do you want my address? No.
Nope.
Okay. So I'm on the library board and we were asked by our city manager to give him our opinion of who would like to move the board. And so I was the one that erred in saying we had a potential person meeting with us. So I said, well, we should have a closed session for discussion, which I learned was incorrect. So I apologize, but she did leave and we did discuss the potential people that have applied. And it was a unanimous vote that we would like to have Rena Shore and Lori Patty to be on board. We would also like to have Councilor Tarman as our liaison. We have only one man on our board. Ms. Kenyon was with us, but she can't stay with us, so we would appreciate that. And that's what I would like.
Thank you. Ms. Barkley, Ms. Hammond, please.
Hi, yes, thank you. I just wanted to let the council know and for the public safety meeting committee that I'm getting real close to being able to host community service members. So if there's any progress in that program, I really hope to get a notice email possibly, so I can align up some work for folks to work off fines. Thank you. Oh yeah, Oak Ridge, Trudy.
Thank you. Anyone else in the room for public comment? Anyone else on the Zoom platform? Okay, we'll close that public comment and move on to mayor comments, announcements, and proclamations. A few here. Let's see, December 14th is Shop for the Cop. The police department is accepting donations for the program, which happens on December 14th. If you want to donate, please stop by the police department Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. Call and speak to the police chief or Sergeant McPherson, 782-4232. Or you can also email Sergeant McPherson at Michael McPherson at ci.oakridge.or.us. It's a great program. I encourage people to participate. Next is the City of Oak Ridge annual. Let's do this one first. It comes first. The 16th annual Parade of Lights, which happens December 9th, starting at 5 p.m. The procession this time will end up at Greenwaters Park. And at Greenwaters Park at 7, and will be a Charlie Brown Christmas movie, Christmas caroling, photos with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, mingling with elves, letters to Santa, cookies, cocoa, s'mores, and more. Please come on out on the 9th of December. Following weekend is the annual holiday party and awards ceremony. That's going to be at 6 to 9 at the Willamette Lanes Bowling Alley. All city employees, elected officials, committee members, city volunteers, and their families are invited to attend. And this is co-sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce and RAIN. And other than that, just please take 5 minutes and do a remembrance on Pearl Harbor Day and what a significant day it was in 1941. I'll move on to council comments or announcements. Anyone have an announcement or a comment? Please.
This is mostly a question for James, for a future meeting. I've been asked by a few people, how many entities we sell water to outside of the city limits? How many of those are corporations, and what is the standing of our current water situation? I really don't know how to quantify that, but
I think I understand, you want to have some numbers on how many accounts we have for water outside city limits.
yeah,
And have status report on,
Readiness and risk.
Yeah. that's why I was like, I'm not really sure how to quantify that number. I'm sure.
Can I add to that, how many of them are residential versus business?
yes,
Probably talk to the same person that you.
Mhm.
and do.
That's it.
Counselor Kenyon.
First, I have a quick question for Counselor Carmen. Are you interested in representing the library board as the counselor?
Yeah, yeah, I made that clear a while back, but.
Oh, okay. Then I'd like to make a motion to appoint Counselor Tarman to be the counselor representative on the library board.
Can we, would you mind moving that to the appointments section?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, write a reminder here in case we forget.
I just missed adding it to the agenda earlier, so.
All right, any other comments?
I have one.
Counselor Hall?
Is Mr. Barclay still online? I was just curious if he would be so gracious as to email that statement to all the counselors. I would like to read up on some of the things that he clearly did some research on.
Okay.
And CA, of course.
All right, any other comments from counselors? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, motion was made by Councilor Tarman, second by Councilor Brewer. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. So 6 ayes, 1 abstain. Motion passes.
I think 5 if you want to. Yeah.
Who abstained?
Counselor Kenyon.
Okay,
Okay, so 5 and 1. Yep. All right. Moving on to 9.0 appointments. Councilor Kenyon, do you want to?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Counselor Tarman to be the council representative on the library board. Second that.
All right, motion made by Councilor Kenyon, seconded by Councilor Brewer. Discussion on this? Okay, the motion was to appoint Councilor Tarman as the council representative on the library board. Jackie, would you call for a vote, please?
yes. Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Tarman,
Aye.
Counselor Brewer,
Aye.
Mayor Cutchin,
Aye.
Counselor Bjornson. Aye. Counselor Kenyon,
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Moving on to 9.1. That's 3 library board applications for 2 positions. James?
Thank you, Mayor. All right, we have 3 applicants for 2 open positions on the library board. That are Lori Petty, Jerry Hughes, and Bruce George. Application materials will be packet, and all is asked to be here tonight, either online or in person.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I move that we appoint Lori Patty to, is there a position on here? I'm looking at it.
Seat 1?
to the library board, seat 1.
Okay, do I hear a second on that?
Second that. I just didn't see Lori or.
She's right here.
Oh, sorry, hi. I was looking online. Thank you. Okay.
All right, do we want to, any counselors have questions of? Can we get a second, of Ms. Patty on the appointment?
I have a statement.
Hmm?
I have a statement, not a question, but I know she's been here 3 times to apply for this library board. Oh, yeah, it's been up there, so it's very evident her passion for the library in Oak Ridge, and I think all of us really appreciate that dedication. And we know that you have been volunteering over there and doing a lot of work even before being on the committee, so thank you for continuing pursuing this.
Any other questions of Ms. Patty? All right, that's great. Jackie, would you call for a vote, please? The motion was to appoint Lori Patty to seat 1 of the library board for a term expiring in December of 2027.
Mayor Cutchin,
Aye.
Counselor Brewer,
Hi.
Counselor Tarman,
Aye.
Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Bjornson,
Aye.
Counselor Kenyon.
Hi.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Is there another motion to be made?
Mayor, I'd like to move that we appoint Jerry Reed to seat 3 of the library board for a term expiring in December of 2025.
Okay, do I hear a second?
A second.
All right, motion made by Counselor Kenyon, seconded by Counselor Hollett. Is there discussion or questions of the candidate or statements? Please.
It says here that you have skills at fundraising. Do you have any ideas to help bring some money to build some fundraising organizations?
To help out with that, even if I don't get
Yeah.
because I did attend the gala, and then of course I saw it was, and I don't know how well you guys did, but I know the things that I got really, really at a low cost, or they should have gone for it. Because I got a beautiful mirror for $5 that should have gone a lot higher than that. So my initial suggestion would be is to join the Friday Art Walk and have display and do something similar to a basket raffle or 50-50 raffle each month, along with the display of the art, because it's like a 3-hour window. You have a half hour before for whatever setup, the 2 hours of and half hour to take down, which I would also agree to be a person to be there for those Friday Art Walks if necessary, to do that. It's a pretty simple one that doesn't take a lot of effort and can be consistent. And if you're doing another option like they did, when you call it a gala, I thought you should probably be dressing up for it. And it should have something a little more detailed and elegant about it, rather than paper cups with snacks in it, which is great. But I wouldn't call it a gala if you're gonna do that. I would call it a silent auction and advertising. Wonderful. Kind of thing. I have experience through Head Start. All 3 of my boys went through there. When the second one went through, we started an art auction that had local artists that donated pieces of work, as well as kids art that got laminated and auctioned off in a live auction. And it went from making $500 the first year to $1,500 as the years progressed, for one night of having muffins and coffee and hot cocoa and juice were donated. That's wonderful. So we did penny drives and various other things that brought in a lot of money and offered people an opportunity to participate in short spurts, windows, so they didn't feel like they were being hammered a lot for months.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Any other questions before we go to a vote? All right, so the motion was to appoint Ms. Reed to seat 3 of the library board for a term expiring in December of 2025. Jackie, would you call for a vote, please?
Yes. Counselor Bjornson,
Aye.
Mayor Cutchin,
Aye.
Counselor Hollett,
Aye.
Counselor Tarman,
Aye.
Counselor Kenyon,
Aye.
Counselor Brewer,
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. I'd like to thank all 3 candidates for their interest in volunteering and welcome aboard to the 2 that were selected. James, are you ready for executive session?
Yes.
All right, I'll read the citation and then we can. The council is getting ready to go into executive session under ORS 192.602E. And that is to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions. So the council, we're going to go back in the back conference room as usual, James,
Yes.
and use the same.
Counselor Holland is off.
Okay.
So I do that.
So I appreciate your patience here. It shouldn't take too long and we'll be back. Thank you.